All right, so we're going to make a brake disc for a TopKart Dreamer Series chassis. Now let's just get started. So the first thing, just gonna press Control N, start a new design here, then Control S, save. Now I'm just gonna call this TopKart Dreamer Brake Disc Demo V3, and then enter. We got this. So we're going to come over here to modify, look at change parameters. If you press this plus here, you can put in whatever parameter you want. Break, whatever you want. However, I already created them, so I'm just going to import my parameters. And so if you make parameters, you can import them and reuse them. Select, got all of these, import, and we're done. Okay? So now I'm going to create a sketch. Create a sketch. Does not matter which plane I decide to put it on. That's just orientation if you decide to put it in an assembly, but these can all be rotated. So now the first thing I'm going to do, come over here, click the circle, click the center, bring it out to about where I want it, click the other circle, center, because remember, now press escape so that I'm no longer clicking anything. Remember, we want this kind of shape here for the brake disc. Press D. And then this, we can put it as disc diameter. So if you just start writing it, it will autofill. As you can see, it is autofilling the parameters that we already set. So that's what we want it to do. Let's do this one. This one, I think I called inner diameter. Just enter. All right, we're done. There we go. Now, as you can see, currently it's trying to do everything in inches. So we're going to come over here, click this, and then we can change it. I want to do everything in millimeters because all of my measurements are in millimeters. Press OK, we're good. Now come up here, we need to extrude. So I'm going to just call this disc thickness. Press Shift, middle click, you can rotate and see it from a different angle. If you just middle click, it moves around like this. So we want this disc to be a certain thickness. We already set that in the parameters, so I just type that in. Press OK, we're good. Again, Shift, middle click, and move around a little bit. That's what we got. So now we want to add in the central part that will actually go on the carrier. But it is offset a little bit. So we're going to use a construction plane. Click here. Now it's going to be referenced off of this. And we're just going to make it be negative because we want it to go down a little bit. And call it offset. So 3 millimeters, down 3 millimeters, and that's where we want it to be. Now, look around a little bit at it. Now we can come over here, click on it, and create the shape for the center that we want it to be. First thing we're going to do, just put in the most center circle, escape, press D to dimension again. As you can see, it doesn't want to snap to this, so I'm going to press escape. I can actually click this, go over to create, project, include, project. It's going to project that. And now this is it that we can use, but it is stuck to this extrusion already. Press D. We're going to connect these two to each other. This is 20 millimeters. Enter, and we got that. All right, no click to move around. Scroll to move in and out. Now I'm going to just come over here, draw a little bit of a line here, put it roughly where we want it, escape. I'm going to press D. This line, this angle needs to be 130. Escape, Control Z, Control Z. Sometimes you click on the wrong thing. This one should also be 130. Escape. Now I'm going to use constraints. So this basically is telling this line and this line, they need to be equal. And press escape. It kind of did a weird thing here. You know, not exactly what I wanted. So I'm going to press Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. I'm going to try moving some of this around a little bit, and then we can try making them equal again. It does not like that. Try Control Z. We'll actually try a different order. Now let's try making these equal. There we go. Escape, Control D. Sometimes it gets calculated weird. So we can put 130 in. Again, it does the weird thing. Control Z, Control Z. So let's try stepping it up in smaller increments. We just tried 110, now 120, 130. It helps the CAD calculate it how you think it should be. All right, gonna press D here. This one should be 10 millimeters. So we're gonna put that there. Looks pretty good. I'm gonna press escape again. I'm gonna try dragging this around a little bit. I don't like what it's doing. Control Z. Now let's try adding. I know that this to this needs to be 8 millimeters. Unfortunately, I can't dimension these two because this is a curved line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in this line here, but I don't want to use it to make a shape. So I'm going to right click, turn it into construction. Now I can click on this, make them tangent. Now it's going to always be touching here. And then I can make it parallel to this line. Press escape, zoom in a little bit. And now with this, I can press D. I can dimension these off of each other. It's 8 millimeters, and it's dimensioned exactly how I want it. Escape. I can drag it over where I want it. All of that good stuff. All right. So there's going to be split symmetrically in fifths. So we're actually going to use a little bit more construction geometry. I'm going to put a line down here. Escape. L makes a line, so put a line down here as well. Escape. But we don't want to use this geometry, this construction, so right click on them, turn it into construction. There we go. You can look at this. This one already has the vertical constraints, so we're happy there. And now we're going to press D, and we're going to make these two together. They should be 36 degrees apart. I'll explain why in just a moment. So now we're going to use another very powerful constraint. We're going to make all of these symmetric about here. Well, we're going to try. But here's one thing to keep in mind. All your CAD softwares are different. Some of them, you can just do this here. But for this one, you need to Control C, Control V, kind of enter. And it's just about dropping it where it needs to go. Now, I'm just looking in here, trying to see if there's any constraints that it accidentally copied over. It doesn't appear so. All right. Now, escape will make this equal to this because we want them to be equal. And now we're going to use this symmetry. So we're going to pick a line on either side and pick this line. And now it makes sure that they are symmetric about this line. Let's escape. There's one more feature that we need to add here. It's just a little circle. Escape, dimension. It is 16 millimeters. So we put that there like that. Escape. And now we will use what might be our favorite tool. Come into create, circular pattern. This allows us to click the objects or features we want, select the center point, and then select how many times we want them. In this case, 5. And then press enter, and that's that. And now you don't have to recad it. It saves you a ton of time. Finish the sketch. We're going to extrude. Again, shift, middle click to kind of see what we're doing. Now, I actually forgot which side is which, so I'm going to press cancel. I'm going to click on this plane, control, click on this plane, and now it tells me the distance, which is 2 millimeters, so you want to extrude up. And now it's trying to go the wrong way. So what we're going to do is minus half thick, but we had that offset, right? And since we're in the negative direction, we'll do plus the offset. Okay. So now we've got this. And this centerpiece is basically done here. Now press save, just because it's always good to save. It also speeds up how fast your software runs. All right, so now we're going to put in a couple of holes and a couple of fins. So let's start out, cancel. We'll start out with the fins. They just go on here. We're gonna take a line, and then we'll take another line. Escape. We'll make these two parallel. And now we start dimensioning. Escape, escape. So this one is going to be 25 millimeters. And this one to this one, zoom in tight, you're going to be 5 millimeters. All right, middle click, take a look, escape. There we go. And that's basically all that we need to do here. Going to use our favorite feature again, circular pattern. Grab 2 of these, center point. And here I already put a parameter number of fins. Boom, boom, it is done. We'll grab extrude. If you don't want to click each one of these, you could have extruded just one and then circular patterned it as its own feature. Sometimes that's easier, sometimes it's not. In this case, it's about the same. There's no right way or wrong way, it's just a different way. So once we clicked all of these, instead of going a distance, I want to go to an object because we want it to always go up to this face. We can just tell it to do that, and then if this face gets adjusted, these will adjust with it. Press OK, and now we have the fins. All right, now we're going to use the hole wizard, but we want to place the points that they're going to be in first. So we'll come up here. We'll come over here, create, and you can just put down points where you want them. So if there's going to be a point here, you're not sure exactly where to be. Escape, D. This dimension, we want to be 10. This dimension, you also want to be 10. And then this dimension, we want to be 78. Escape. Now we also want this to be directly above this one. So what we're going to do, horizontal and vertical constraints, and there you go. So that gets us there. We'll use the wonderful circular. Again, this is the same number as fins, so we're going to press OK and finish the sketch. Now let's go to the whole wizard. If you use this one, put the hole wherever you click. Instead, we're going to use this one from a sketch thing. Now, as you can see, it selected a couple more spots that we want. So we can just unselect them. Yeah, so this is going to be 4 millimeters. It's already like that. The reason we use the whole wizard is it gives more information for manufacturing. It calculates what drill you need, all of that, and that just speeds things up and prevents you from breaking things. All right, instead of a distance, we're going to say 2. And we move around and look, and we're just going to say to this surface here. So now it's going to go through, press OK. You have the holes. This is basically what we want, but this is only here. Instead of CADing the entire thing again, all you have to do is create, mirror, click on what you want, click on the plane,